first one, source. The source is Allah, and He only gives and bestows. Those who believe in Him and work for Him should attain more resources, first and foremost for this life. That is what Allah also promised them. That is the tangible benefit of belief in Allah, and it distinguishes a believer of Him Jalla wa'ala from a non-believer in this life. It's important to believe that Allah is what? Source. Allah is what? Brothers? Source. If you don't have that belief, if you don't have that mindset, then you will never ever produce a resource. Write that down, brothers. It's a very important point. You'll never, but you, or you as a society, or you as a nation, you'll never produce resource. But you don't believe Allah is what? So you need to consciously believe Allah is the source. So whatever we need to survive and live, to make things efficient and effective, to make things more strong and stable and more powerful, to make things more grander and more comfortable and more luxurious, all of this is from who? Allah Jalla wa'ala. So if you don't have that conscious belief that Allah is the source and we are the resource, and from by us and through us comes out more resource, then you will live a life as if, a'udhu billah, as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in need of us rather than we are in need of Him. I can go off the subject, I can talk long on this subject, how this one belief and mindset can have a negative ripple effect upon the whole society. And it has today. And it can make you not only dependent, a'udhu billah, on other human beings, it can make you a slave to other human beings in practical living and life. Complete slave. So you have the belief Allah is Ghaniul Hamid, but yet you are a slave of someone else who has no belief in Ghaniul Hamid. How is that even possible? How is that even what? Possible. Is it to do with Allah? Or is it to do you believing completely the wrong belief when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So what does that mean, Allah is a source? Meaning He only gives. Meaning He only gives. That's all He does. He gives, and 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 He gives. And He keeps giving, and He keeps giving, and continuously to give. And He continues to give. He only gives, nothing else but giving. That's all He does. That's all He does. That's all He does. He never what? Takes. He never ever takes. The only reason He takes is to what? To give you more, beyond your imagination, beyond your accounting, beyond maths and physics. He wants to give you more. That's the only reason He has said do this and do that. So He's got a reason, a cause to give you. Now if you believe if we believed Allah to be like that, if we're Muslims, right, we believed Allah to be the source like that, do you think we'll be lazy? Do you think we'll be unproductive? Do you think we'll be unproductive and sit back and lay back and let everyone else do everything? We just buy from them. We don't have any money to buy from them in the first place. Or do you think we will be, wow, and forget everyone, get it from Allah, we just go out there and go, try again, fall, try again, fall. Because ultimately we're gaining it from who? Not from the earth, not from the sky, but we're gaining it from who? The ultimate source. If the Muslims had that belief, the way I said today, do you think the Muslims would have been stagnant ever? Do you think the Muslims ever would have to rely on other people? we would have never been stagnant, and we would have never had to rely on anyone else. Never. Okay, let me go in a bit more detail on this last statement. Those who believe in Him and work for Him should attain more resources first and foremost for this life, right? Someone who does not believe in Allah Jalla wa Ala, and someone who believes in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, they are both human beings. Now how can it be possible that the one who has believed in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who's the source, who gives and gives, and the one who has not believed in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, he attains more in dunya than this person? Both are human beings. How is that possible? Huh? How is that possible when Allah is the ultimate source? Rationally, logically, make it sense, my brothers. Make this into sense. How is that possible? It's not possible. It's not possible. Simply, it's not possible. If Allah is a source and He gives, then the one who has believed in Him, is worshipping Him, obeying Him, should gain more, should get more in this life. As a proof of his belief, that his belief is true, his belief is correct. The one whom He's calling exists in reality. He's part of this living a life of these people, of these creations. He's hearing their calls, He's answering them. Not only that, not only logically that's the case, and it has to make sense, rationally and logically, but Allah also went further and promised us. And Allah went further and promised anyone who believes in Him and is grateful to Him that He will give them more. So it's not just a rational, logical conclusion. There is a promise given by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and all the prophets, and yet we don't have that belief and we don't have that mindset. Consciously, we don't go out and attain it from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Last sentence. That is the tangible benefit of belief in Allah, and it distinguishes a believer from a non-believer in this life. You attaining the ma'nawi, the spiritual aspect of tranquility and serenity and contentment, that is to do with belief in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala against those who have no belief in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. That is to do with the tawhid of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala against those who do not have the tawhid of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. That is to do with the result of being grateful to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala against those who are ungrateful to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. That is the ma'nawi, the spiritual aspect of your richness, of your wealth, of your asset, of your contentment. Then there's a physical one, materialistic one, material one. Your wives, your children, your houses, your gardens, your lands, your crops, your livestock, your wealth, your assets, and so on and so forth. At the end, your inheritance. All of that accumulates to one word. What is that word? Izzah. All of that accumulates to one word. Izzah. وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ وَلِرَسُولِهِ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. To Allah belongs Izzah, and to who? To His messenger, all the prophets and messengers, and to who? The mu'minun, ay the Muslimun, true Muslimun. In other words, can Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala have a true Muslim, a true believer, and give the authority to someone else who is a tyrant and oppressive over that individual, and accept that individual to have Izzah, the one who's under that oppression? Obviously. Full, complete Izzah is that Muslim is to be above who? The oppressor and the tyrant. In every angle, in every way. So that is the first belief. Allah is what? Source. Live with that belief. Watch what happens to you. Just live with that belief. Allah is a source. Allah only gives. Allah only gives. Obviously, you have to do your part. Then go with that mindset and belief and mindset, and then start working.